Are you struggling to get your first business credit card because you lack good personal credit or you lack business credit history, but you need funding to start, to grow, or to scale your business? In this video, I want to share with you the Capital One Spark Classic Business Credit Card, which I believe is the easiest business credit card to get for a new LLC. But remember, as the saying goes, not everything glitters is gold. I think I said that right? Did I butcher it? I don't know. But my point is, let's unpack to see if this unsecured business credit card is right for your business. So we're going to break this credit card down in 3 simple steps. Step number 1, qualifications. How do you qualify for this credit card? Step number 2, benefits and perks. What's the benefits and perks of having this credit card for your business? And step number 3, pros and cons. What's the good, the bad, and the ugly of this particular credit card? Now, straight out the gate, the reason why I'm calling this card the easiest business credit card to obtain, because most financial institutions require these things. Number 1, your business revenue, your income. Are you able to pay your bills? Do you have the ability to pay them back? Step number 2, personal credit. Do you have a 700 credit score or higher? Step number 3, business credit history. Do you have business trade lines reporting on your business credit profile? Longevity. How long have you been in business? Because lenders want to make sure that you are an established business. Have you been in business 2 years or more? But for the Capital One Spark Classic Business Credit Card, none of these requirements I just mentioned are necessary. That's what makes this card a little bit special. But let's break it down and see what's going on. And this brings us to step number 1. How do we qualify? Well, just like every other unsecured business credit card, first you have to properly structure your business. You have to create an LLC is the first thing. You want to separate yourself from your business. Your business is its own separate entity, so creating an LLC will allow that. Then you have to get an EIN number, essentially your social security number to your business. Next, you want to make sure you have a business address. If you don't have a brick and mortar, you need to get a virtual office. Remember, credit is all about perception. Do you look good on paper? Then you want to get a professional business email address like a .com or .org. Next thing you want to do is get a professional business phone number, 1-800 number. Then you want to get a professional website. Then after that, you want to make sure you choose the right industry code. Your NAICS code is really important. You want to be in a low risk industry, not a high risk industry. And most importantly, you want to make sure that you have a business check account, because remember, you're not in business until you have a business checking account. Are you tracking? Okay, so now that we properly structure our business, now we have to take the business owner credit, aka your personal credit. But wait, it's not what you think. With this particular credit card, you don't need a 700 credit score, unlike other unsecured business credit cards. You can have fair credit. So what is fair credit? Well, fair credit is when your FICO score typically ranges anywhere between 580 FICO score up to like a 670 FICO score. Now, remember, 98% of lenders use your FICO score to determine your credit worthiness. So as I stated before, unlike a Chase Bank, a Bank of America, a PNC Bank, you must have a 680 credit score or higher to qualify for any of their financial products. But with this particular card, fair credit will suffice. Now, let's go over step number 2, the perks and benefits. But before we get into that, this video is sponsored by ADP. Whenever I'm trying to get financial products for myself, such as a car loan or applying for an apartment, I always say that I am a manager of my company and I always show pay stubs. Although you are the founder and the CEO of your company, you want to set yourself up properly as a W-2 employee so it can be easier for you to get approved for financial products. One of the biggest mistakes I see small business owners make is commingling their personal and their business finances and not paying themselves a fixed salary from their business. In order to pay yourself from your company, you have to have a payroll processing company set up. I use ADP. ADP is the largest payroll provider in the country. It's a one-stop shop. ADP can help you with income verification by creating your own pay stubs, health insurance, retirement plans. They offer workers' comp, HR services, 401k plans. ADP also files your payroll taxes on a quarterly and annual basis. And another benefit of using ADP is they report your payments to the SBFE, which helps you build business credit. Look, click the link in the description to receive 15% off and up to 3 months free of service. And when you sign up with ADP by using the link in the description, also know that you are supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, perks and benefits of this card. Well, for starters, there's no annual fee, zero annual fee, which is good. The other thing you get 1% cash back on every purchase that you make with that particular business credit card. You also get 5% cash back on hotel and when you rent a car. Now, based on other unsecured business credit card, it's not all that great, but it beats using your debit card where you don't get any perks and benefits as opposed to using this unsecured business credit card with Capital One. You get the perks and benefits. So you're getting something back when you spend money. So this is why I always tell you guys, don't use your debit card. You want to use credit to make purchases for your expenditures when it comes to your business, because you get reward points, you get cash back, you get all these perks and benefits. So it's beneficial for you to get a credit card as opposed to just using your debit card. Lastly, let's go over the pros and cons of the Capital One Spark Classic Business Credit Card to see if this card fits your business model, because there's a lot of pros and there's some cons to this particular credit card. So this is the meat and potatoes of this video. So let's go over some of those pros and cons now. Okay, so let's go over a checklist when it comes to the pros. Number one, no business credit history is required. So you don't have to have business trade lines reporting on your business credit profile to get this particular credit card, which is great. Next is your FICO score. You don't have to have a 680 or even a 700 FICO score to get this particular credit card. Your FICO score can be low as 580 to be qualified for this card. That's the minimum credit score. That's the fair credit I was talking about earlier when it comes to this particular credit card. Number three, there's no annual fee. Right, so there's zero annual fee when it comes to this particular credit card. So you don't have to worry about paying $95 or $100 or even $500 for this particular credit card, which is great. Next thing is you have an opportunity to upgrade. This is really important because you have an opportunity to upgrade. So Capital One has other business credit cards that you can apply for in order for you to graduate from the Capital One Spark card to all the way to their other business credit cards, which is really good. And last but not least, this credit card reports to the business credit bureaus, Experian Business, Equifax Business. It reports to Small Business Financial Change and Dun & Brad and much more. So you are building business credit once you get this particular credit card, and it's a financial trade line, which we all should know by now if you've been following my videos. If you follow my channel, if not, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. But banks care about financial trade lines, so which is huge. All right. So those are the pros. Now let's go over the cons. Now, when we're talking about cons, straight out the gate, first thing that I want to tell you, this unsecured business credit card reports on your personal credit profile. This means it's going to be very challenging for you to hide your credit utilization or your debt to credit ratio or even your debt to income ratio, because whatever you use on that unsecured business credit card, Capital One card, is going to report not only to the business, but it's also going to report to the personal credit profile. And the main purpose of having unsecured business credit cards, because it only reports to your business credit profile. So you are separating yourself from personal and business. But in this case, it's going to report to both personal and business credit bureau. So I would say that's the biggest, I would say, detriment when it comes to this card. So be mindful of that. Again, when I stated everything that glitters is not gold. So that's exactly what I was talking about. Now, also, I want to talk about another con is your credit limit. So you won't, I would say, get a high credit limit starting out with this particular credit card. They may give you $500, $1,000, $2,000, especially if you have a low FICO score. So be very mindful of that. If you don't have a good FICO score, your limit is going to be very low, especially if you don't have a business credit profile built up. So be mindful of that. Another thing is the interest rate is going to be extremely high with this particular credit card. On average, credit cards interest rates around 18 to 21%, but this credit card, you're going to get about 30% when it comes to that high interest rate. So be mindful of that when it comes to you having a high interest rate. Now, another thing is you're very limited when it comes to your reward points, right? So when it comes to your reward points, you're very limited. As I stated before, you get 1% cash back. Now, compared to other credit cards, that's nothing. Some credit cards like American Express, you get 4 times points back, some 5 times, some even 8 times. So it all depends on that particular credit card. But this credit card, the rewards and the points and the benefits is not great as other unsecured business credit card that you can get with other companies, or even with Capital One, they have other unsecured business credit card you can get with the rewards and the benefits is much greater and higher than this particular credit card. So those are some of the drawbacks I would say when it comes to getting this card. So be mindful of that. Everything has its pros, everything has its cons. But my whole point is you can put your foot in the door when you're getting this card. So all in all, based on the pros and based on the cons, I would say if you're looking to get your first unsecured business credit card, if you're not all the way in position, number one, get yourself in a position, continue to work on your business credit profile, properly structure your business, work on your personal credit, and go get the more elite unsecured business credit card. However, if you need business funding and Capital One, based on everything that I told you, you said, hey, it can fit my business model, I have a strategy, then you can go ahead and get this card and just be mindful of the pros and be mindful of the cons when you're dealing with this card. Like, it's going to report on your personal credit. So your debt to income ratio and your debt to credit ratio is going to be impacted. So I would say be mindful of that. Now it's up to you to make that decision, but however, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you like the information that I gave you today. Also, if you want to follow my Instagram, it's Mr. London. Go to my IG, go ahead and follow. I also do some tips and strategies on my Instagram that I don't put on YouTube. So if you want to go over to my Instagram, make sure you also follow me on IG. All right, guys, see you later.